undecided about my major at first. When I applied to Temple, I applied as a biochemistry major. Realized pretty quickly that that wasn't really what I was interested in. So I switched my major to be a neuroscience major. I also realized that that probably wasn't for me. So then I switched to biology because it allowed me to have a lot more flexibility with the electives that I wanted to take. And I'm doing minors in French and Cognitive Neuroscience, so still getting the other things I was interested in, but focusing on biology. So I always knew about the CST URP program, but I wasn't really quite sure how to get involved or what kind of project I would want to do. So I had a class with Dr. Sewall this spring, animal behavior, and I really enjoyed him as a professor, and he talked a lot about the research that he does. And so after that class ended, I decided to reach out to him about potentially getting involved with his lab and doing some research under his guidance, and that's kind of how I found the field station. And yeah, so I kind of have my foot a little bit in the big spotted lanternfly project that's going on here, but also a little bit with the TFO Temple Forest Observatory project this summer as well. With the spotted lanternfly project, we do a lot of research with the invasive bug, the spotted lanternfly, and we're doing research on how it affects local native trees and how it affects their health. So we do collections on local trees around the campus. We do surveys of the trees around the campus, and we also have a big experiment set up where we put the bugs on those trees and see how they interact. And then I'm also helping out with the census going on in the Temple Forest Observatory as well. So for my personal project, I am interested in invasive herbaceous plants that are growing in the Temple Forest Observatory. We're doing, for the first time, a survey of those herbaceous plants in our focal quadrants in the forest. So I'm interested in looking at which invasive plants are growing and what their percent cover is, and comparing that in our disturbed Temple Forest versus an undisturbed forest, which is Robbins Park, which is very close by to Temple Ambler. So just looking at if the percent abundance of invasive plants is greater in the disturbed forest or greater in the undisturbed forest. I think hands-on research has been huge for me, and I've really enjoyed it. I've done a lot of other research at Temple with being inside, not really getting to see where the samples and the data come from, and it's really cool to actually be able to collect the data myself and immediately see it being used and get to see the results firsthand. I just find that a lot more rewarding.